6 months ago, I gave birth to my beautiful daughter, and it should have been the happiest moment of my life. But instead, it turned into a nightmare that shattered everything I thought I knew about the man I loved. My husband, Jim, was supposed to be there to hold my hand and welcome our baby into the world. But when our daughter was born with dark skin, Jim looked at her and then at me, his face twisted with anger. He accused me of cheating right there in the hospital. He stormed out, leaving me devastated. Jim's reaction was swift and brutal. He didn't ask for explanations or wait for the results of a paternity test. He told everyone, his family, my family, our friends, what he believed had happened. He even posted on social media, declaring that I had given birth to a child who couldn't possibly be his. The accusations were everywhere, and with them came an avalanche of insults and nasty messages from his side of the family and even from people I considered my friends. I was called horrible names, and no one believed me when I swore I had been faithful. Jim didn't pick me up from the hospital after I was discharged. Instead, he threw my belongings on the front lawn and changed the locks on our home. I had nowhere to go except my parents' house. When my sister called to ask for the baby's things, Jim sent pictures of the nursery, completely empty. He'd gotten rid of everything we had lovingly prepared for our daughter's arrival. He even destroyed my art studio, tearing down the paintings I had spent months working on. He told me my art was worthless, just like me. I was broken. Not just by his actions but by his complete abandonment. All I could do was focus on caring for my newborn daughter and try to push the pain away. Weeks passed, and Jim still refused to speak to me. He didn't ask about our baby, didn't care how she was doing. Eventually, he agreed to take a paternity test, and to his shock, the results came back. He was 100% the father. He couldn't believe it, so he had another test done. Same results. Around the same time, one of Jim's cousins took an ancestry test, which revealed that Jim's family had about 30% African ancestry. That led to Jim's paternal great-grandmother admitting she had an affair around the time Jim's grandfather was born. They assumed the man she was married to was the father because their child could pass as white, but now the truth was out. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. Jim's family, who had been so quick to call me a cheater and throw racist insults, was now apologizing. Jim, too, was begging for forgiveness. But it was too late. The damage was done. I couldn't unhear the things that were said, couldn't unsee the way he had treated me and our daughter. Jim had made racist remarks, ones I never imagined he was capable of saying. He called our daughter names that will stay with me forever, things like welfare princess, and implied I would become just another baby mama. It didn't matter that he hadn't used the worst words, the intent was clear. And I couldn't help but wonder, if this is how he reacts when things go wrong, how will he treat our daughter when she inevitably makes mistakes growing up? How will his family react? Jim kept apologizing, asking for another chance, asking to see our baby. I allowed him to see her, but I couldn't bring myself to hand her over. The trust was gone. He's been trying to repair the nursery, asking me what I want, but I break down every time. We already had everything I wanted for our child, and he took that from us. Some things can't be replaced. When he asked if I still loved him, I had to be honest. I told him that he had shown me his worst self, and I didn't know if I could live with that image. He looked devastated, but it was the truth. I didn't mean to hurt him, but that's how I felt. My sister suggested couples therapy, but I didn't think I should have to fix something I didn't break. I had been faithful the whole time. I was innocent in all of this.